We are back with more on Real Estate Update with James Wedgeworth. All right, now, communities on the island, they have homes that were built in like the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and then new construction like a year or two ago. How much do the older homes that look older impact the sale of the newer ones, or influence those people that are trying to sell the older ones to realize what that home value is? That's a lot to ask.
I think I got you drift, yeah.
Okay.
That's what's unique about Hilton Head, is if you go to, I moved here from Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, so let's just look at, I'm actually Brentwood, Tennessee. In Brentwood, Tennessee, they built subdivisions. You can go to Brent Haven subdivision, I don't know, say there are 800 houses there. They were all on the same value lots. There's not an oceanfront or riverfront. All the lots are the same. All the houses were built by the same builder within a 3-year time period, and they're all within 200 square feet of each other. So if you go in that market, all the houses are somewhat similar. Some of them got new carpet, some of them got new paint, but they're all the same. That's the way most real estate in America is. Now, Hilton Head is totally different.
Right, because you can say in that kind of development, well, my neighbor sold the house for $600,000. My house is built around the same time, same size lot, same bedrooms, bathrooms, so I'll ask that. But when you have a neighbor that built a house in 2009 who lists, and your home was built in 1985, I mean, I'm sure.
Okay,
you may want to say, well, they're listed, or they sold for, and
here's
so
what we run into all the time. I'll give you an example. I'll go to meet somebody about listing their house, and they will say, I've done my homework, and houses in this development are selling for $187 a square foot, and I have X amount of square feet, so therefore my house is worth X. I go, can't do it that way. Because the newer houses sell for more per square foot than the older houses do. Now, I had somebody the other day say, well, they don't build them like they used to. And they were trying to explain to me that their house, which was built in 1972, was worth more than the house down the street, which was built in 2012. They're about the same size. They were on the same street, they were the same size. That's all they had in common. They didn't have anything else.
Were they trying to say the construction was better back then?
Yes, therefore my house is worth more because they built them better back in the old days.
Did they?
Maybe. I really don't think necessarily that they did, but that's not the issue. The buyer, I'll tell you a funny story. I had this one guy, I showed his house, and I said, well, that wasn't the right house for the people. He said, well, Mr. Wedgeworth, you did not take them up in the attic and show them the framing. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, so-and-so built my house, and he was the best framer, and he used 2x6 instead of 2x4s, and you need to point that out to the people. I said, well, that's a really nice feature, but the people just didn't like the house. If they don't like the house, they don't care if it's got 2x4s or 2x6s. It was an older house, extremely dated. Now, the word we hear all the time is, I say, what did you think of that house? Well, it's dated.
And what is dated? So if I have a home that's dated, first of all, what is that? And what do I need to do to make sure it's going to sell?
I had a house that I had listed for sale. It was a very nice house. It was on the water with a deep water dock. And I think I was the third agent to have it listed. And they adjusted the price. And they just could not believe the house wasn't selling. And I said, well, everybody says the house is dated. And she said, can you be specific? And I said, well, I can, but I got a better thing. I said, hop in the car, I want to show you another house.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So we went to see a house that was competing with them. And I never will forget, the husband walked in, he said, this house rocks. He said, I got it. I understand why people like that house better than my house. The wife was trying to argue with me. She started arguing with him. He said, our house doesn't rock. Now here's what usually, when a house is dated, it usually has to do with the bathrooms, the kitchen, the flooring, and the hardware. Like if you got the gold hardware and now everybody's brass
in the bathroom.
Yeah, and now it's brushed nickel. You know, people pick up on that.
Brushed nickel's no good anymore, huh?
Well, they come and go.
I know.
But so it's usually a combination of the house hasn't been updated. Here's what I tell people. You buy a car, you keep your car up. You buy a house, you keep your house up. I tell people, every 10 years you need to redo your bathrooms. People don't like me telling that, but we have found that that's a
Yep.
pretty normal thing, and update your kitchens because your competition is updated.
Sure.
So when people go in the new house, they say, oh, we like this feel, we like this look. What they're really saying is we like new. Everybody likes new.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times an older house may have a better location. So then you get into people say, well, I'll buy that house, but I got to put $150,000 on it. So they're not going to pay you what you think it's worth because they're figuring, well, my total package, if I buy it at $600 and put $150 in, I'm at $750,
Right.
and I buy this house $750.
And it's all set to move in.
yeah,
Walk
and
in
this
ready.
was
So do you have buyers that, say I'm willing to put in that money to fix it up and it is a good value, or is it really more people want it walk-in ready? Probably around here walk-in ready, I would
Most
imagine.
houses that sell the most are what we call the turnkey
That's
houses.
what I mean, yeah.
Where you don't have to paint, you don't have to carpet, you don't have to do the kitchen, you don't have to do the bathrooms, you can just turn the key and walk in. Those houses sell at a premium. Now the people that have houses that aren't turnkey houses have a real hard time understanding that. Because when I'm talking to people, they say, well, Susie's house is on the market for X, therefore my house is worth X. Doesn't work that way.
Wow. Does the older home next door influence the whole community as far as pricing goes on the newer construction? Because it doesn't, sometimes they look a little not so great.
No.
I mean, maybe the yards are kept up and everything, but some of those homes can look, the A-frames and all that. I mean,
Yeah.
we have the A-frames around here.
A few in Forest Beach.
Yeah.
You don't have any in most of the developments.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's not, doesn't have anything to do with the exterior look of the house. It has to do with the interior.
So that wouldn't really have it. But before the homes were raised up, we have homes in different communities that are slammed right on the ground.
Those are harder to sell. Now that's
Yeah.
a different issue. We probably should do a taping on that where
Next time?
next time we'll
Okay.
talk about the flood issues.
Yep.
But that's a different issue.
Okay.
People sometimes don't want to buy an older house because it was built prior to '78 and the insurance is different. But most of the time it doesn't have to do with that. It has to do with the pizzazz of the
Right.
house.
How about popcorn ceilings? Are those around?
Oh, we got a lot of those.
Yeah.
And then-
Everyone has a thing about that. That do you tell people to get rid
I
of them?
tell people all
Yeah.
the time, they'll say, what can we do? Here's what they ask me.
Okay.
I meet them and they say, well, we think our house is worth $800. And I go, well, I wish it was, but I got bad news for you. It's not. And they say, why? And I say, well, you got popcorn ceilings. And they go, so what? People don't like popcorn ceilings. They equate that with an older home. So I've got several contractors that I keep busy stripping popcorn ceilings, and it makes so much difference.
Hardwood floor over wall-to-wall carpeting now? Or?
Yes, we're doing a lot more hardwood floor. In fact, what we're seeing in styles change. You can walk in the house, and I can walk in the house and say, this house built in 1999. This house built in 1984. I can usually tell by the floor, the hardwood floor. Now the trend is more to the wide plank antique floors.
Right.
We just remodeled our kitchen farm. My wife put in 15-inch wide plank, most beautiful floors you've ever seen.
And then as far as bathrooms, updating those, do people still want bathtubs with the jets? Or
No.
I mean, most people do the showers, giant showers now.
Okay,
Or?
showers are in. What we used to call, you used to say the big bathtub with jets, we used to call them Roman tubs, Those are totally out. My wife just took ours out at our house and put a new standalone tub that nobody's been in yet.
Well,
but
I know,
whatever.
that's the thing. We have one too. It's not that nice, but I mean, I think I've been in the thing. It's just light jets, but maybe 3 times in 9 years. So
when people go in and see those big jacuzzis in the house, they go, oh, this house needs updated. And I say, well, the kitchen's been updated. And they go, well, they need to update the bathroom.
Yeah. Kitchen update how? What do we need to see in a kitchen? I mean, new cabinets, all that. What else?
Countertops are the most important thing.
Okay, what kind of countertops are the best?
Quartz, granite, or there's several substances. We call it granite-like. It may not be granite, but it appears to be like granite. So that's important. Hardware, backsplash, and newer homes have backsplash.
double sinks.
Double sink,
yeah.
the farm sinks. People
Right,
love
the
the
big
farm
giant
sinks.
farm sink, yeah.
Yeah.
Islands, are they important if you have the room? I mean,
Yeah, a lot of people still have those, but the main thing is the granite, the backsplash, the smooth painted ceilings in the kitchen, the hardwood floors in the living area, and redoing the bathrooms. Now, we can sell an older home at a premium price if it's been totally redone.
But that needs to be done first.
But very few people are willing to do that. And I always tell people, you have to look at the market.
Yeah.
If 1983 houses that are similar to yours are selling for X, you're going to get X.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Have to look at similar.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, Allie, that the house down the street sold for X. It was built in 2010. Even though the square footage is the same. We could talk about this all day.
I know, and you know we're out of time already. But I want to thank you so much. As
It's
usual.
always a pleasure
And
to do
we'll
this.
see you again come the new year, 2019.
Oh, we're looking forward to it, and I really want to thank y'all for the service that y'all provide. This is the holiday season. We're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to be
We're going to be
thankful.
happy, okay?
And I
we're
really
thankful.
appreciate what y'all do here.
All right, thank you so much, James Wedgeworth, and thank you for watching this edition of Real Estate Update. Happy New Year, too.